speechless when I take a look. If I'm in saying this, and I'm directing this to Dr. Wright, I think ultimately your legacy will be this athletic program. What has happened here is something that thousands of people dreamed about for many years. I recall when I was here, and I just had this conversation with Fred, we had difficulties getting the restroom open, and then when it opened, the water didn't run, right? So we brought in porta potties, Kenyatta, just to facilitate a football game. God forbid if it rained real hard, a mud slide in the middle. Well, no more. A magnificent facility, a first-class facility for the student athletes at Prairie View, but more importantly, a facility that the alumni should be proud of now and come and enjoy all that college football have to offer at Prairie View. So I would like to thank you personally, Dr. Wright. I haven't done it before, but I would like to thank you personally for your leadership in this athletics program. I think that will be your legacy when they write the history. So thank you very much. As it relates to the football game, 9-11, but I have some statistics of my own that I bring with Coach Haywood. Don't listen to Dwayne just got here. He only been here 2 weeks. I'm not quite sure how he's the resident historian. But according to my records, in the last 4 years, since the tide has turned, and I won't be like President Bush, I know how and what the tide turn means. And the definition of tide turning means that Prairie View now is on top. But in the last 4 years, the record is 2-2 last year, right? Texas Southern is 1-2, and Prairie View is 1-2. Write that down, Chapter 5. I got another statistic for you. The new coach is 3-0 in the last 3 games, right? There's another statistic for you, Dwayne, that, and let me put this mildly. The overall record of the facility that's being opened, y'all beat us, I guess they would say that, when y'all came to our facility. So Coach Haywood has a debt to pay. And the last thing on that I would say is the visiting team has won the last 4 games of this Labor Day class. So in my opinion, I think we're in good shape. I've read all of the problems that was simply, I get up there and take any shots at us. I know that you're the #1 offense in the nation and the #2 defense in the nation. You got everybody coming back. You're preseason #1 in the SWAC. You've already, according to Ashley, booked your reservation to Atlanta for celebration. And I realize that we're, as Dwayne said, part of this tide turning stuff. Only thing I can tell you, Coach, we will be here on Sunday. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be ready to play. I'm not quite sure if we're going to do anything other than just show up. We rebuilding. We're young, right, Coach Daniel? We're rebuilding as all of the lives Ashley said last year. Y'all notice that I haven't done anything to regurgitate what Ashley said last year. We're young. We're just going to show up. Ashley pulled me to the side, Charles. There's absolutely no way we're going to win this ball game. I just hope y'all don't embarrass us. So Ashley, I realize that there's absolutely no way that we're going to win this football game. I just hope that you don't embarrass us. But I think it's only fitting that Texas Southern opens up this new football stadium, and when they again write the history books, I think it's only fitting that these 2 institutions that are so tied at the hip have the opportunity to make history on national television. And I know, as it always has, it always will be a wonderful game. So again, I thank you for the opportunity. Thanks for listening, and congratulations, Prairie View, on such a wonderful facility.
Since it's here at Prairie View, I want to take a point of privilege here. Too often, because we're competing against TSU in football, and rightfully we want to win and they want to win, it brings out a rivalry in people. But I cannot let it pass that you have to know that I said the other day with Charles said from the moment I realized our first game would be a home game, I said I did not want to play Texas Southern tomorrow, next week. I have said that for almost 2 years. I would rather, I'm not going to name any other school, but I said I would rather play anyone else for the reasons that Dr. McClelland had just said. I realized what happened when we played them there and so forth. And also, Texas Southern has been very competitive since Dr. McClelland has been there. If you look at them in all sports, they have probably won more championships than anybody in the SWAC. So again, I want to publicly say how much I am personally indebted for Charles McClelland for being there. And so someday, when he's retired, he will probably have a plaque somewhere appropriately here as well.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wright. Every step you said was accurate. That said was accurate. Please bring to the podium first-year head coach of Texas Southern University, Michael Haywood.
When I was a kid growing up in Houston, Texas, and the Houston Chronicle I used to read all the time with my grandfather's on Sunday after leaving St. Peter's Mass at 12 o'clock. And there was a title, "Which One Does Not Belong?" And I used to go through there and circle the ones that didn't belong, you know. And if you would check Dr. McClelland's cell phone, you would understand which one doesn't belong, and that's me. Because I will not talk any smack. No smack whatsoever. It is an outstanding opportunity to be in this lovely facility. I had an opportunity to go downstairs and see the locker room that we're going to be in a few days from now. What a great facility in which they've built. We appreciate the opportunity to come here and open up your stadium. Coach Willie Simmons has done a tremendous job in his first year building an outstanding football team. Returned a lot of starters that played really well. As I stated to him, when I watched their film last year, they were the most physical football team that showed up to play Texas Southern. And as you can ask our players, we talk about physicality every day. We talked about physicality starting at 6 o'clock this morning. And our goal is to be the most physical football player and team on that field on Sunday at 5 o'clock. The most physical football team, no matter if you basketball fast break on grass or if you pro style, the most physical football team is going to win, and it's going to be one in the trenches. We look forward to the opportunity. Great AD, great football coach, great president who has built a lovely place, and we just look forward to the opportunity to play Texas Southern and aspire to be as good as Texas Southern, or to be as good as Prairie View at the end of the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach Haywood. This time we'll hear from second-year Prairie View A&M head coach, Willie Simmons.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. I see a lot of familiar faces. Of course, our esteemed administrative staff is here in the front. Always great to see them. Beautiful wife is here as well. They always supported me in all my endeavors. Yalla and all the media outlets. Appreciate you guys for being here for such a joyous occasion. Like Coach Haywood said, and Dr. McClelland, this is a joyous event. This is a huge event. We understand the importance of this game. Of course, from the time I got hired as head coach here at Prairie View A&M, my goal has been to build a championship program. We understand to build that championship program, we have to go through Texas Southern. It's always the first game of the season. It's always the Labor Day Classic. For years and years, it's been that way, and I'm sure for years to come it will be that way. So for us as a football team, we understand the importance of being ready to play in day one. And we don't have a chance like most schools within our conference to have a polish up game, so to speak. You know, a game where we can work out some kinks and maybe mess up a few times and we're able to continue to play against. That's how the other 8 teams in our league start out. You know, for us, this game has everything on the line. The conference championship is on the line. Our conference standing is on the line. But more than that, our pride and joy is on the line. Because for 364 days after this game, there will be bragging rights as a reward. There's a trophy at stake. So there are a lot of great things taking place here. There are also a lot of stakes at hand. So as a football team, it's been our coaching staff's job to get these young men ready to play. I know Mike personally. I've seen the job that he's done over the course of a long coaching career that's expanded over multiple levels, from the highest level, from his time as a player in Notre Dame to his time as the head coach at Miami, Ohio, where he had the largest single season turnaround in NCAA history, taking a team that was 1-11 to 10-2. So we understand the caliber of coach that we're facing against this coming game. And so it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great atmosphere. We're very humbled to be able to open up our brand new stadium against our in-state rival in Texas Southern. We know there'll be a ton of fans here, not only inside the stadium, but around the stadium. And again, we're just excited about what's taking place here. I'm thankful and grateful to my athletic director, Mr. Ashley Robinson, for his vision for this program, not only in football, but the other sports as well. I'm thankful to our president, Dr. George Wright, for his vision for supporting us in athletics, for understanding the importance of intercollegiate athletics and what it does for the university as a whole. Thank you for the administrative staff for the things that they do for our student athletes and ensure that they're taking classes that go on to help them matriculate through college to be productive citizens once they leave here. So thank you to the student body for everything that they've done to support us, to be at games, all the sporting events, and just showing great student pride and tradition. And then for our alumni base, we're thankful for the commitment that they've given monetarily and for support to allow us to have such a great facility. So it's an honor, it's a privilege, it's humbling to be your head football coach here at Prairie View A&M. And again, we're going to do our best job to open up the stadium in the right possible way for Prairie View A&M. Of course, that means bring home a victory against Texas Southern. So we're thankful to everyone. Glad to see you all out here today. Hope we'll have a great event, great weather next Sunday on national TV. And hopefully these two great institutions can be highlighted by what we get to do, by what we do on the field. Hopefully we can highlight the great things that both universities do off the field. So thank you all, and God bless you.
Perhaps other than Dr. Wright, I don't think there's any person on this campus other than Dr. Wright who's had a bigger smile over the past several months than the athletic director here at Prairie View A&M University, Ashley Robinson.
Good afternoon. As I always say, it's a great day here. I'm not going to talk about stats today. Phil was going to play nice yesterday, but I want to talk about commitment. It's very rare, Dr. Wright, to have a president and an executive team that supports athletics. And I really do seriously mean that. Dr. Wright, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, from all our coaches and all 350 student athletes, thank you for the commitment and believing in athletics and giving us what we need to be successful. And that's taking care of our student athletes, one. That's a very big concern to me, the welfare of our students. And having an administration and a president that understands that, I want to say thank you. To all my vice presidents for your support. Athletics sometimes we ask a lot of favors of you all. And I ask you all to be here for a reason today. I thank you for your support. Thank you for everything you've done for athletics, and that really means a lot. Now on to the game. I can say it's going to be a lot of points scored on Sunday. It's going to play some great defense, and we definitely going to be aggressive on Sunday as well. Student athletes, one thing we're going to do, our student athletes are going to perform. We're going to make sure we give them what they need to perform. So I want to thank the media for coming out. I want to thank Coach Simmons for his commitment and coming in and doing a great job in securing the vision that we have for this program. So again, thank you all for coming out. I'll see you on Sunday.
At this time, we'll have the announcement of the Ben Hill football watch list by Dr. Kenyatta Bill, HBCU Sports Lab.
Just want to say thanks for this opportunity. Thank you. I would like to add one stat as the president, sports consultant. I think it's important you understand in regards to the entertainment value that is going to be available for you this Sunday. 3 of the last 4 games have literally come down to the last second. So these games have the ability to not only entertain you, but entertain you in a value that we all should appreciate. And that is not just those that are here, but out to the media in regards to covering the value that comes with covering the SWAC, particularly Texas Southern University and Prairie View A&M University, and why I've labored intensively over the years to do that. That is my part of giving back to my institution, both Prairie View A&M University and Texas Southern University, more importantly, the SWAC. Without further ado, I am proud to announce the 2nd annual Ben L. Calvin Senior Big Ben Award presented by Pure Sports Watch List. There are a lot of student athletes that have put in a great deal of work over the years, and this is an opportunity for us to celebrate them and the work they have done. So what is this about? The Ben L. Calvin Senior Big Ben Award presented by Pure Sports was announced in 2015. Last year was the inaugural year by the THG SBA Inc. recognizing a top player in HBCU football that also exhibits the enduring characteristics of being defined Ben L. Calvin Senior, which is determination, diligence, integrity, performance, familial, teamwork, fraternal, and community engagement. Ben L. Calvin, for those that may not realize, actually played football in the SWAC. The first decade that the SWAC came into existence in 1920. He played at Wiley College, a luminary program at the time, private institutions that opened the gateway along with Prairie View, the founding member of Southwestern Athletic Conference and later Texas Southern University. But that first decade in 1920, if you think about what was going on, in the course that I lectured at Texas Southern University, it studies the history of HBCUs, particularly the angle of sports. What we talked about in 1920, which was the best of times, and oftentimes what other people say, the worst of times. When you look at 1920, you're looking at the backdrop across the landscape in New York. You had what was now called the Harlem Renaissance, at that time the Negro format. So you had a lot of artistic music, designs, writers of that time that were luminaries. But if you go out throughout the South, you also had a time that was turbulent in this country in regards to the greatest period where people of color, African Americans as we call them now, and oftentimes misled in regards to also Mexican Americans, were hanging at an unprecedented rate. So 1920 was the best of times and also the worst of times. So we're going to celebrate that for the best of what it was. He played from 1925 to 1929 at Wiley College. Pittsburgh Courier was what we would look at today as the USA Today of the time. It was a national newspaper that covered African American facts of all nature. And in this particular, they had what they call the All-American list. He was an All-American twice, a second team in 1928, a first teamer in 1929. He was a co-Black College National Championship in 1928. He won 4 SWAC championships in a 5-year period of time. In 1925, Prairie View now plays in the State Fair Classic. The inaugural year of the State Fair Classic was in 1925. Last year was the 90th anniversary. I really was excited and tried to get the information out at that time. But that is a lot of history that we have right here in our laboratory that we need to make sure that we illuminate and tell the world that this didn't just start yesterday. Right? Yes. So with that information, he played as a freshman in that first game in 1925. At that time, they called it the State Fair Classic Day for the Negroes. That's what we termed at that time. It was actually played on the Monday, which actually is the genesis in a lot of people's eyes of Monday Night Football. So there's a lot of history that I would like to share and make sure we do not forget. Without further ado, I will name these individuals. The preseason watch list, top 7 that I think you should focus at that are very talented. And I will read their names. I won't go through their statistics. Documents are on the back of the table there. You're welcome to pick up whatever information is necessary for you to also help us get this information out. Marquise Warford of Alcorn State University, a wide receiver out of San Antonio, Texas. He was 2015 SWAC newcomer of the year. Very talented guy that needs you to keep your eyes on. Number 8, Derek Griffin at Texas Southern University, a wide receiver at Houston, Texas. 2000 SWAC Freshman of the Year, also in basketball, 2-star sports. He pretty much won all the awards that were there to win in terms of 3 of the 4 offensive, defensive, and newcomer of the year. And I'm not sure if they weren't understanding the freshman award because he probably had a chance to take that away, but they were like, well, we can't just be nice. But that just lets you know how talented he is. Keep your eyes on those individuals during the year. Then there's a guy named Kalen Johnson out of Haywood University, a quarterback. He's fighting for the position, but he has a chance to do a lot of good work this year. He's right there in our backyard out of Prairie View, Texas. Marquise O'Leary, Prairie View A&M University, a safety. Coach told you, check out this defense. This guy is able to bring the wood. Fontana, California. He was a 2015 second-team All-SWAC selection. Eric Evans out of Tennessee State University, a running back out of Dallas. So keep your eyes, don't forget, I know we're fighting for the Celebration Bowl with the SWAC and the MEAC, but we have a talented team in Tennessee State that we need to keep your eyes on because they'll try to sneak up on you as well. So keep your eyes on Eric Evans, this running back. 80 carries for 413 yards and 6 touchdowns as he tries to get it done as well. Right here, quarterback, Prairie View A&M University quarterback, Beaumont, Texas, Trey Green. Leader of this team is Coach Illustrated, a guy that you must keep your eyes on. He has the ability, if things go in his direction. Obviously, the coach wanted to focus on the season, but he has the ability to go the next level, like many of these guys. So keep your eyes on these players. Then let's not forget another guy, defensive end, Cornelius Henderson out of Jackson State University. Defensive end is very talented out of Duncanville, Texas. He was the Ben L. Calvin Senior Big Ben HBC Football Award finalist along with Trey Green. So 2 guys are back from last year that were finalists. As Dante Avery was the finalist and won the award last year. He also was winner of the online vote. He had over 25,000 clicks on the website, active engagement to let you know in terms of 52% of the vote. So very highlighted. Shortly as we close out, there are a couple of guys that I want you to also highlight in terms of guys that you should watch. That is Greg Gibson from Morgan State University, a linebacker from Houston. Devon Reed, Prairie View A&M University defensive lineman from Houston as well. Dominique Woods, Morgan State University offensive lineman of Dallas. DeMonte Miles, he's out of Langston University, that's the NAIA level. Very solid guy, defensive lineman out of Dallas. Mark Orozco, Grambling State University kicker, Denton, Texas. Joshua Freeman, Prairie View A&M University, offensive lineman from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Dominique Weaver, Prairie View A&M University, defensive back out of Dallas. Then you have Layden Marlboro out of Morgan State University, a wide receiver from Beaumont, Texas. Ricky Fitz, Morgan State University, wide receiver right out of Port Arthur, Texas. Last but not least is Octavius Miles of Alabama A&M University, a wide receiver out of Mesquite, Texas. So those individuals from Texas should surely be proud about the depth and talent of what goes on in terms of football in the state of Texas. Many of us talk about it on various levels, but we have it right here at our HBCUs in Seoul. The last thing I will talk about is making sure that you get your tickets to be ready on November 30th, that Wednesday, at the Crown Plaza. We will be celebrating the winner with our banquet dinner, so we're really excited about that time. You will be able to get your tickets. The last thing I would say is, while we're very proud of what ESPN is going to do in terms of televising this, we want to make sure that we get more information out on both Prairie View A&M and Texas Southern University. So we've taken to the challenge that HBCUGameDay.com presents Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab radio show with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. We'll do a special streaming digital telecast of our weekly radio show right here behind the tailgate parking lot. We'll start off with a pregame set from 10 to 11 prior to the MEAC SWAC Challenge. We'll talk about that matchup. We'll give you all the inside information we need to know. Then a main set between 2 and 4, right after the MEAC SWAC Challenge and before the Labor Day Classic. We'll go in-depth knowledge of what you should watch out for during the Labor Day Classic. Key people to watch. And post-game will be 8 to 9 after the Labor Day Classic. We'll wrap up and tell you why, who won the game and what they did to be successful. So we're really excited about bringing that to your attention, giving the opportunity to showcase HBCU sports, particularly Texas Southern University, Prairie View A&M University about what all we bring to the table, both athletically and academically. With that, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. DeVille, for not only the watch list, but also that great history lesson of how far we've come to this point in 2016. Just a few brief reminders. Don't forget the touchdown club luncheon on Wednesday afternoon at the Power Center. Friday morning, Southwick Golf Course. Labor Day Classic Golf Classic hosted by Prairie View A&M, of course. Sunday, 5 p.m. right here to your left. 32nd Labor Day Classic between the Texas Southern Tigers and the Prairie View A&M Panthers. Thanks for your attendance as always. For key information, visit pvpanthers.com. Have a good day.